All right, let's talk about managing anxiety in 5 easy steps. Accept the anxiety. Accept the anxiety. So remember, you cannot change an emotion by disliking it. If you're like, I don't like the fact that I'm anxious, that doesn't lead you to actually change it. There is no emotion that you can change by disliking it. Remember, maybe your anxiety has good intentions. So instead of lack of acceptance of your anxiety, which can lead to you feeling anxious about feeling anxious. Sometimes you're like, I'm anxious that I'm going to feel anxious, or I'm feeling anxious to make me feel anxious. And that can be a downward spiral. So instead of not accepting the fact that you're feeling anxious, accept it. And interestingly, paradoxically, that can actually lead to you feeling less anxious. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to investigate the anxiety. Okay. So sometimes the natural reaction when we're feeling anxious is to run away. I don't want to know, I don't want to feel anxious, and I'm feeling anxious, so I'm just going to try and distract myself from it. Or I'm going to try and suppress it. So instead of running away from the anxiety, I'm going to do something else. Because if I try to silence the anxiety, it actually makes it louder, right? It's kind of like, your dog barking, okay? And then if you try to walk away from your dog that's barking, your dog would probably follow you and bark even louder. It's like, wait, there's a danger, there's a danger. Why are you paying attention to me? There's danger, right? So instead, what you can do is you investigate it. Because if you avoid anxiety, you try to run away from it, you'll feel even more anxious. So here's what you can do to investigate the anxiety. Your goal is to understand, what is the anxiety about? You're like, okay, what's going on? Why are you barking? So ask yourself this question. If my anxiety had a voice, what would it say? Okay? It's like you're literally giving the microphone to your anxiety. Sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm just feeling anxious and I don't know why. Well, no, there's always a reason behind your anxiety. It just takes some time to investigate. Remember, there's always something under your anxiety. You can even ask yourself, if you're unsure why you're feeling anxious, if I had to guess why I'm feeling anxious, what would my anxiety be? Okay? All right. So you've accepted that you're feeling anxious, you're investigating it, you're giving it a microphone, you're trying to understand what the anxiety is about. The third thing you can do is to challenge the voice of anxiety. Now, this is the crux. This is the really important part. Okay? So you're going to ask yourself questions. So first and foremost, is there actually a danger? Is there actually something bad that's going to happen here? And maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But even if there is something bad that could happen, ask yourself about likelihood. Is it actually going to happen? How likely is it that something bad is going to happen? And then you can even ask yourself about evidence. Okay? Is there any evidence that this bad thing is going to happen? Maybe there's opposing evidence that this is not going to happen. And even if this bad thing happens, maybe it will be okay. Maybe I'm going to be okay. Even if this bad thing happens, maybe I can be okay. So challenge these voices of anxiety. Not suppress them, not run away from them, not ignore them, not be mad that they exist. It's like, no, it's okay. It's okay if your life doesn't go that perfect path that you imagined, the most efficient path. In fact, sometimes taking the circuitous route is beneficial. There's a lot of good things that can come from the ups and the downs. The fourth one, please take care of your body. Remember that the mind and body are very, very connected. Okay? The mind-body connection goes both ways. A lot of people think that if I'm feeling anxious, that'll just impact my body. But sometimes, if my body's not okay, that can lead to me feeling anxious. One way of thinking of it is anxiety is hyperarousal. So, what will help me reduce my arousal? Or what is something that maybe is increasing my arousal that I could eliminate? So my wife, she loves coffee, but for her own good, she's reduced her caffeine intake because she realizes that it does give her lots of anxiety, right? What helps me calm down? So, anxiety is more likely when I'm stressed, when I'm tired, when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm overstimulated. So, here are some things you can try to do for your body that can help reduce your anxiety. Rest. Take it easy. Relax. Do something fun. Do something pleasurable. Eat well. Do some deep breathing. Do some meditation. Some journaling, even. There's lots of things you can do for your mind, for your body that can reduce your anxiety. So take care of your bodies.